Hello, it's me again as your cameraman for this new updated video for April 18th, 2022, and this is the sixth part of this new updated video. And I see we left off the last time we left off at one of the Columbia tapes. It was the 1986 1986 releases. Now we're up to 1987. The only thing that changed a little bit in 1987, like in those back of the boxes, it said, instead of like having the artwork design 19 whatever, RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video, they put down copyright 1987, artwork design RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video, all rights reserved. And they, instead of like putting like these phones are sold first, they just go right into the FBI warning screen. Since 1987. Yep, beginning of 1987 or late 86. And also the headquarters was moved from Alamino to Olive Avenue. Also one of the video releases of that year of 1987 for RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video, when it was a reissue of one of the previous Three Stooges volumes, like volumes 1, 2, then 3, then 5, and 6. Yep. Then one of the Bob Hope movies came to home video, like My Lemon Drop Kid, Son of Paleface, and Seven Little Boys. And also, they also released in Magic Window, like the Zoobly Zoo tapes. The series ran from 1987 to 1988. And one of the hit movies, it was released on video around that year for Roxanne with Steve Martin and Stand By Me. And Armed and Dangerous with John Candy was not a great movie. That's all. That's all of one of the Columbia titles I have to remember of 1987. Even one of the films of 1987 at Columbia, it was with Israel, with Dustin Hartman and Wharton Bailey. It's not a great movie. Now let's get on with the show with one of the titles. Like few of them like previous titles, most of them never before released titles. Let's start with one of the two early ones. Let's start with the subtitle called Seven Beauties, made in 1975. And this is the 1987 reissue. Originally, it came out back in 1980 from Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. I checked the tape out. It starts with the RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video logo from 83. It goes right into the 1982 warning screen at the end. Orange tag on there. Yep. This tape was printed on the 49th week of 1987. Also, 1987 is also the year that we lost one of the Columbia Pictures actresses from the 40s and 50s, the one and only Rita Hayworth. She made a lot of films at Columbia. She was great in Gilter, You Never Were Lovelier, You Never Get Rich, and The Lady from Shanghai. We got her in one of her later ones in the 50s, like Miss Sadie Thompson from 1953. Co-stars with Jose Ferrer and Ray Aldu Ray, yep. This is the 1987 reissue. Originally it came out in 1980 from Columbia Pictures Home Entertainment. I'm trying to find that copy. This is some of them made it like a reprint. That's a 1987 sticker label. Also late 1986, the sticker labels has definitely changed. First, they did it with the ambushes that I showed you from the part 5 of this update. Yep, these sticker labels ran from 1987 up to 1990. Yep. Here's one of the greatest movies of all times. One of the best films of 1953, that is From Here to Eternity, with Burt Lancaster, Montgomery Clift, Frank Sinatra, and Donna Reed. Winner of 8 Academy Awards of 1950 of the Best Picture of 1953. Picture, supporting actor, supporting actress, director, screenplay, cinematography, black and white, film editing, and sound. One of the memorable moments of this film when the Japs bombed Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, and a good one of the memorable film moments when Burt Lancaster was romancing one on the beach. Yep, one of the memorable moments in film history. At the time, Burt Lancaster was 40 years old. Here's a sticker label. Printed it on July 10th, 1986. This tape was printed it on the 12th week of 1987. And you know, From Here to Eternity was a reissue in 1990, part of the Columbia Classics series. Put this tape back over there. We got some more titles we got here, like a Diamond Head with Charlton Heston. The same Charlton Heston plays Moses in the Ten Commandments. Made in 1962. And also one of the good other home video releases of 1987 for these old Hollywood films. They had Lost Horizon. Lost Horizon stars with Ronald Colman. That was like the 50th anniversary of that film. And you know, here's a little information. Some of the scenes were cut out from Lost Horizon. The Columbia County restored it, but unfortunately they had to freeze the picture when the audio was still going. This tape was printed it on the 20th week of 1987. Yep. And here's the movie stars with Elizabeth Taylor and Michael Caine and Susanna York in XY and Zoe in 1971. Too bad that's not when she was with Richard Burton, when she was in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and Tampering of the Swarms. I'm trying to find that copy. Tampering of the Swarms, like the 1979 original clamshell or 1983, the first reissue. This tape was printed on the 20th week of 1987, around the springtime era, of course. Now we got here some more 1987 tapes releases. Here's a sequel to the 1946 Jolson story to Jolson Sings Again. It includes some of Jolson's best-known songs, Swami, I'm Just Wild About Harry, California, Here I Come, Rockabye Your Baby. It followed from the Jolson story from 1946. Stars with Larry Parks, Barbara Hale from the TV show Perry Mason, William Dennis, Lobrick Dorth, and Bill Goodwin. This is when Al Jolson, for this film, he was getting kind of a little older. Like he retired from Broadway, he went back entertaining to the troops. Yep, overseas, Veterans Hospital. Then they made a movie about his life, having Larry Parks double in it, himself as Al Jolson and himself. They must have used somebody dressed up, somebody to look like Larry Parks. And did you know, if you watch the film closely in both films, Al Jolson made a brief cameo, like in the Jolson story, like sitting in the balcony watching the jazz singer. Then Jolson Sings Again, he was one of the camera crew. He had a small part in the film. This tape was printed on the 14th week of 1987. Yep. This is a pretty good movie. Too bad Larry Parks didn't do not much acting of his career because he was blacklisted. Just like happened to John Garfield, too. Here's one of the films that stars with the debonair actor of Cary Grant. In the 1942's The Talk of the Town, stars with Jane Arthur and Ronald Colman, the one from Lost Horizon, Jane Arthur from Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, and Shane, nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including a Best Picture. That was the same year when Casablanca was a Best Picture. Directed by George Stevens. The same George Stevens directed Shane. And I do have this in Betamax of this film. And I do like Ronald Colman when he did when Ronald Colman did the Tale of Two Cities in 1935. Yep, this tape is not original. This is a reprint. It was printed on. It was printed on October 8, 1989. This is a reprint. Printed on the 41st week of 1989. And here's Georgie Girl from 1966. Stars with Len Redgrave and James Mason and Alan Bates. Some kind of like a British comedy of the 1960s. And instead of putting it just black and white, they put down B and W. Just like with the Bob Hope's Lemon Drop Kid and Lost Horizon. Wow. I wish I had the Lemon Drop Kid in one of these, in one of those tapes, because I'm a 100% Bob Hope fan. This tape is a reprint. Printed it on November 1st, 1990. 6 years old I was. Printed on the 46th week of 90. This is like a reprint. And here's another Cary Grant movie called Holiday. Co-stars with Katharine Hepburn. Made in 1938, the same year when Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn did Bringing Up Baby, and then they're in it again for the third time in the Philadelphia Story with Jimmy Stewart. Yep. Show you what this tape looks like. I checked this tape out, and it has the and it has a different Deftones sound on there with the blank screen. Yep, printed it on the 47th week of 1988. One of the other Columbia Pictures tapes had that a black screen with the Deftone. Different one. It was on the 1987 copy of Three Stooges Volume 1. Some other YouTuber had that on there. Thank God I don't have that copy. I only had 3 copies of the first Three Stooges volume, 1980, 1981, 1983. We got some more titles coming your way. We got here like Lambert's Kidnap Case, made in 1976. That was a TV movie that stars with Cliff D. Young, Anthony Hopkins, co-stars with Walter Pidgeon and Joseph Cotton, and Martin Balson and Dean Jagger, and character actor Keenan Wynn, the son of the actor of Ed Wynn. It was made in 76. Show what this tape looks like. I'm sorry about the label. This tape was printed on the 21st week of 1987. I'm the greatest father of them all. Now we got here a Bob Hope movie in one of those 1987 releases. I don't mean Son of Paleface or Lemon Drop Kid, but we got here a movie that Bob Hope stars as Eddie Foy in The Seven Little Foys. Co-stars with James Cagney as Joe Jane Cohen. He repeated that role from Yankee Doodle Dandy that he did in 1942. A memorable moment in this movie when Bob Hope and James Cagney were dancing on the table. Climax. Yep. This is the movie about the life and times of Eddie Foy with his Seven Little Foys. It was originally made in Paramount Investivision in 1955. That was around that time when White Christmas was the first film that Paramount made Investivision with Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. And you know, I have the other copy of the Seven Little Foys. I'll be selling that eventually soon, because that copy I have was like a reprint. This is the original. I'm trying to find Lemon Drop Kid and Son of Paleface. I can sell the reprint. Printed on the 20th week of 1987. Around that time, with the Bob Hope movies were on home video, Bob Hope was 84 years old in 1987. Next one we got here, like David and Lisa in 1962. I don't know who stars in it. This is not exactly a subtitle, that's for sure. Here's what this tape looks like. Someone must have magic marked it on it. And someone must have rented out. Printed on the 20th week of 1987. Now we got here Tonight and Every Night. Stars with Rita Hayworth in 1945 film. Co-stars with Lee Brownman. The same Lee Brownman was in the movie with Abbott and Costello in Buck Privates. And Smash Up with Susan Hayworth. This is a pretty good movie. At that time, when RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video released some of the Rita Hayworth movies during of her death at the time, when Rita Hayworth died at 69 or 70, she was one of the finest talented actresses ever to assemble. When Rita Hayworth first joined Columbia was in 1938, when she appeared in one of the Blondie movies. This tape was printed on the second week of 1989. They must have switched the sticker labels on there. And Rita Hayworth sings the best song in Gilter, like Put the Blame on Maine. And we got here the NFL tape called the Phil Silman's NFL workout program. This is about when they doing like the 1986 Super Bowl MVP Phil Silman's. Yep. Some kind of like a training program, how to get in shape. I have the other RC Columbia VHS with the sports tape, like the 1986 highlights from the World Series of the Boston Red Sox versus the New York Mets. It's a pretty good tape. This has had to add it to like this wonderful collection. Show you what this tape looks like. Sticker label fell off. This tape was printed on the 52nd week of 1987. It was almost going towards the year of 1988. And here's another film that stars with Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor in Dr. Funniest, something like that. I can't pronounce it. It was made in 1967. The same year, they did Tempering of the Swarms at Columbia Pictures. Must have got you some of those popular Elizabeth Taylor movies. Here's what this cassette looks like. This tape was printed on the 24th week of 1989. Next one we got here is Damn the Different. Damn the Drent, something like that. It stars with Alan Gaines. And, yep, made in 1962. And I do like Sir Alan Gaines. When he was in the first Star Wars movie. Yep. 1987 release. Here's what this tape looks like. It's a tape is a reprint. I can't see the print date clearly. This tape was printed on the 33rd week of 1989. And here's the movie that stars with Melvin Douglas and Gene Hackman in I Never Sang for My Dad, for My Father. In 1969, I used to have this on VHS when I lived in Queens. Yep. 1987 tapes is fading out. We're almost near the 1988. Here's this tape looks like. This tape was printed on November 16th, 1988. And here's what this printed on the 45th week of 1988. This is like considered to be like a reprint. And here's another Rita Hayworth movie, Love of Carmine, in 1948. That stars with Glenn Ford. When they first teamed up together, they did The Lady in Question in 1940 and Gilter in 1946. This is a pretty good movie. I used to have this on VHS when I lived in Queens, till I had like water damage. It's a pretty good movie. Put the blame on Rita Hayworth. Here's what this tape looks like. Printed it on July 25th, 1987. This tape was printed on the 41st week of 1987. And here's the last one I have in 1987. Wedding in Blood in 1973. This is some kind of like a thriller movie or something. I don't know. Someone must have covered the rating. And I don't know. From the video store. And I don't do nothing. I'm just a collector. This tape was printed on July 16th, 1987. This tape was printed on the 36th week of 1987. That's all the 1987 Columbia Pictures tapes. And so, I hope you had a little good time going through the 6th part of this update video. I'll see you a little later for the 7th one. Hopefully I'll make it through it. Hopefully. Until then, this is your cameraman, Daniel Drusky, saying I'm signing off. And we're going to move on to the 1988 tapes much later. It's going to be a little bit different. In one of those Columbia VHS tapes. When they probably changed or something like that. Yep. I'll see you later and enjoy one of the videos. Bye.